One of the things that I respond to in the work is the very humanist quality of Kenneth and the idea of his sense of isolationism that I think especially today feels like we're moving further and further away from the idea of the hand, the idea of the individual themselves, and the odyssey of a picture maker, a painter. And one of the things that I admire about Kenneth is the sensitivity of the man himself, and that his work evokes something that's very visceral and I guess on some level kind of universal in thinking about the human condition.
We show so many artists who work with concepts of nature in one way or the other.
Yeah, you are.
I mean, even you are, in the sense that you're working with, kind of a new landscape. The loneliness of people and an urban landscape, and how human beings have become more alienated in the work environment. So I would say this is a new concept of nature too. This can be seen as a landscape even though it's an office space. Because it's about light and confinement. And it's really, about getting to know your work where you are now. And, the first thing that comes to my mind is surface, the shiny surface. That's very new.
Yeah, that's new.
In your work, to me at least. Yeah, I think we talked about that before, but it's almost, I come back to landscapes, but it's almost like psychological landscapes. Because they're not portraits of one individual. They're stand-ins for many possible individuals.
Well, I keep coming back to, what is the genuine art comes from a place of need or a place of exploration that you can't readily reproduce kind of on call. So make another one. It's not a possibility. The most important thing, to be genuine.
Without thinking about it.
It feels not quicker, but maybe more sure, in that you're more immediate than the pictures have been in the last couple of years. Is that true?
Yeah, I think so. I hope so.
And this one, Tom, talk to me about the one
Down there.
I think you're behind bars.
Yeah, also something I never done before, making this kind of room behind the bars. Just trying to be brave, do something else in my story, in a way, in a motive. So I like the art, the person, I like the situation, what happened behind there.
Well, it's also, for the viewer, the question becomes, is it a railing, is it a jail?
Yeah.
It almost could be louvers in a window,
yeah.
In a shade system. And so it skews the perception of distance and the intimacy with the figures in the painting. Are the two figures related? The forward and the background, are they passing?
Yeah.
It's unsettling.
I don't want it so specific, but if it's just one person, he's lonely, and nothing can happen really. You can just cry because you're alone. If it's suddenly a shadow, something can happen, which can be bad or good. It all depends. But it's like always I'm waiting that they should start to talk, start to make love, start to fight, start to just being human together. It's just before they start to act on the stage, to make that interesting. Not what happens, but just before they start to lose up and being human in a way. That's the idea.
But that's a very central idea to your need to paint, isn't it?
Yes.
I mean,
that's what runs me
and
on.
anticipation, or the place that's happened just before you begin.
Yes.
the picture. So many questions come to mind about the intention of your use of reality. Because it's definitely a place. What is the place? Where is the place? What is the or how successfully do you make it neutral so one can feed in one's own fantasies or project onto the picture one's own feelings and emotions?